Hello everyone, Jay Swaminarayan, Sri Swamin Institute of Technology, Principles of Economics and Management, and the subject code is 3140709, semester 4. So let's go ahead. Unit number 1, Introduction to Economics. The word economics is derived from a Greek word oikonomia. It means management of house affairs. For example, how people earn income and how they spend them on family members, necessities, comforts, and luxuries. Many decisions have to be taken for allocation of income for the necessities, comforts, or luxuries of family members, such as which bike is to be purchased for eldest son, in which college younger son, like that. So it is called human affairs. So what is called economics? Economics is defined as social science that deals with the production, distribution, consumption of goods and services. The nature and scope of economics depend upon the interaction of economic agents and how economics works. The nature and scope of economics depends upon the interaction of economic agents and how economics works. Scope of economics. Scope of economics means area covered by subject economics. For example, the whole topics which should be studied in economics. The scope contains two headings. They are subject matters and nature of economics. सब्जेक्ट मैटर कौन सा है और नेचर ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स कौन सा है. स्कोप ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स, ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच एंड मॉडर्न अप्रोच. Scope of economics, traditional approach, modern approach. In traditional approach, we can see consumption, production, exchange, distribution, and public finance. In modern approach, we can see microeconomics and macroeconomics. Scope of economics. Number 1, development economics. After the Second World War, many countries got freedom from the colonial rule. Their economics required different reformation for development, and hence the branch of development economics was evolved. So it is a development of economics, how it get freedom. And microeconomics that we study, it is a branch of economics which studies the economic behavior of the individual unit, maybe a person, a particular household, or a particular firm. It is also the study of one particular unit rather than all the units combined together. Macroeconomics, it is a branch of economics which studies the economic behavior of not only one particular unit but of all the units combined together. It aggregates all and study as a single unit. So it is also called as aggregative economics. Macroeconomics is also known as aggregative economics. Next, international economics. Due to globalization, every country is trading with other countries. The boundaries of economics has been expanded and it is known as international economics. When the boundaries has expanded, it becomes international. Economics, branches of economics that is concerned significant for sustainable development. Last point, urban and rural economics. Location plays critical for economic attainments. There is also much debate on urban and rural divide. Therefore, economics have realized that there should be specific focus on rural areas and urban and rural areas. Therefore, there is expansion of branches like urban economics and rural economics. About types of economics are few economics, but it has wide scope of labor economics and many more. So it can be concluded that economics has very wide scope in the society. Difference between micro and macroeconomics. Microeconomics, it is a study of economics as a smaller scale, while macroeconomics is a study of large scale economic issue. It is the study of economics at an individual, group or company level. And macroeconomics is a study of a national economy as a whole. Modern approach. Macroeconomics, it is the study of individuals, households and firms' behavior in decision making and allocation of resources. It generally applies to markets of goods and services and deals with individual and economic issues. Microeconomics studies, micro it means small, the flow of economic resources from households to business firms, the flow of goods and services from business firms to households. It studies the behavior of individuals and firms in making decisions regarding the allocation of scarce resources and the interactions among these individuals and firms. Microeconomics is also called price theory. Price theory because it examines how the prices of various products are determined. For example, how the relative price of house, car, rice, sugar are determined. Macroeconomics. It is a study of a national economy as a whole. It studies the behavior of the economic system as a whole or all the decision making units put together. And macroeconomics, it deals with the behavior of aggregates. It means aggregate means you have to understand GNP yani gross national product, total employment, NI yani national income, national price level NPL. Hence, macroeconomics is also known as income theory. Microeconomics cannot give an idea of the functioning of the economy as a whole. Similarly, macroeconomics ignores the individual's preference and welfare. For example, a study of price level of one firm is a study of microeconomics. A study of national price level is a study of macroeconomics. National price level is known as macroeconomics. A price level of one firm, it is a study of microeconomics. Difference between macro and macroeconomics. Microeconomics studies individuals and business decisions and focus on demand and supply, while macroeconomics analyzes the decisions made by countries and governments. Nature of economics. Economics, a science, an art. Economics is a science. Economics, it is an art. Economics is a social science, positive science and normative science. So let's go. Nature of economics. Again, considering the definition, economics has to deal with the limited resources to satisfy the wants of the society. What society wants. The word want, it does not mean only basic needs, shelter, food and clothes. No, but many more than that. Even wealthy nations do not have enough resources to still satisfy the needs of all persons. So it is necessary to reduce the gap between more wants and limited resources. There are two ways to reduce the gaps: either reduce the wants or increase the resources availability. Yeah, there are two options. Either you reduce your wants, desires, or increase resources availability. Economics does not prefer to reduce the wants, but they believe to increase the availability of resources. I am going to use second line. Economics limits its field up to exchangeable goods, and these goods are called economic goods. All other goods are called non-economic goods. Economics is a science. Science is a structured body of language that traces the relationship between cause and effect. Applying this characteristic, we find that economics is a branch of knowledge where the various facts relevant to it can be systematically collected, classified and analyzed. The motives of individuals and business firms can be very easily measured in terms of society. Thus, economics is a society. Economics is a science. Economics is an art. An art is a system of rules for the accomplishment of a given task. A science teaches us to know. An art teaches us to do. Applying this definition, we find that economics offers us practical guidance to problems. Science and art are complementary to each other, and economics is both a science and an art. Economics is a social science. In order to understand the social aspect of economics, we should keep in mind that laborers are working on materials that are drawn from all over the world. Yeah, and produce the commodities, any goods to be sold all over the world in order to exchange goods from all parts of the world. It's their duty which satisfy wants of the society. In this way, the process of satisfying wants of society is not only an individual process, it is not an individual process, but it is a social process. In economics, one has thus to study social behavior, how to be conduct social behavior with other countries also. Thank you very much, dear all.